And then when Obama came for one of the shootings, we lined the streets with people with guns.
That'll show him to come to a place that's recently bereaved due to a horrible tragedy.
I think they were just like trying to inform him that this is the Thunderdome, and one man will enter, two men will enter, and one man will leave.
Are you feeling better, Marcus?
I'm feeling a bit better. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling a bit better. Do you need more time?
Nah, I'm good. Looking forward to playing.
I think when I come up to visit on the 5th, I could stay at your place.
Joel? Joel's place?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think that'd be fine. Joel?
Dude, I have a room. You can have the whole basement. You're good.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt, no doubt.
Cool. My boss said, I'm going to take July 5th off. And I was like, oh, dang, I was going to take July 5th off. And then she went to her meeting and they were like, we have July 5th off because July 4th is on a Sunday. So you get the Monday off. Like, oh, sweet.
Nice. How are they staffing for it? I mean, they have to still staff it, right?
Yeah, I just have to find a sub.
Oh, nice.
Usually we just stretch everyone's shift out, so have people stay late and the other ones come early.
Mm-hmm. Bye, love. Mm-hmm. Who are we waiting on? Just old J-Rod? Ryan, do you remember J-Rod? The real J-Rod from Roseburg? From
J-Rod.
Rodberg?
The name sounds familiar. That was his name on the Halo, right?
Probably. I don't. No, he came around later, I think. No, it was not. No, maybe it was earlier. But he was hanging around the church group associates for a while. He was a weirdo.
Did all of us grow up in the church?
Well, Ryan grew up in the super church.
Are we like all rejectees of the Lord Jesus Christ? We weren't good enough for his blessing, and so we have left?
I think
Super
so.
rejectees.
One time, who was it now? I can't remember who was asking me, but yeah, the thing was, oh yeah, that's right. It was my mom's now like second ex-husband, his mother. I was having dinner with them, and she was asking Shell and me about our do you guys go to church? And I was like, no, we're both happily apostate, and that the conversation just went nowhere. She was just like, oh, and just very quietly, like went back to her. It was funny.
Amazing.
I have met the devil in human form. I had to tell my mom, Jesus, if he existed, definitely wasn't white.
How dare you?
Everything I've heard about him says he's a Middle Eastern Jew. Not a lot of them are white.
They're all white.
Yeah,
What are you
oh,
talking
that's-
about?
Yo. You're blowing us out with static, Jared. Welcome. Glad to see you.
Way to stress the man out.
I know. Just arrived.
Now he's gone forever.
Drove him away like I drive everyone away.
Not putting up with your shit today, Mark.
Reason his mouth clicked reminded me of like Microsoft 95 mouses.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's a little quiet now.
That's fortunate.
Sound quality on the previous setting was great. It was just, also getting a lot of static. But when you spoke, it was nice and clear and audible.
Yeah, well, I switched you from my shitty computer to my shitty phone, so. So, I take it I'm not the only one who was late.
Ryan and I logged on at like exactly 6 o'clock at the exact same time. It was pretty great.
Nice.
And Joel came along a few minutes later.
We both ejaculated at the same time too.
It was unstoppable, irresistible at that point. Like nothing we could do.
Back to back and spinning like one of those sprinklers.
Yeah, that sounds right. Okay. So you don't want that. I want you. You. Come up down there. All right. Well, as usual, I'm going to begin this with a quick run to the restroom. I'll be right back. Any last beverage grabs and such? Now's the time.
That's good.
That article you shared, Jared, was, I mean, it's like all stuff like like in the back of your mind, like it, but like seeing like Warren Buffett paying like 0.1% tax that year, like those years or whatever, it's just nauseating.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking
Yeah.
of nauseating, oh, where is it? I had a book I wanted to share with you. Tender is the Flesh.
Oh.
It's about the basic pre-concept is all like there's a disease, like a worldwide disease that affects animals, but the
Uh-huh.
effect of it is that uh they then like those animals will then like basically kill people if they're consumed. Like you eat animal meat or like the animal bites you or something, you'll probably just die. You'll get sick and die. So they like killed all the animals and stuff. There's like hardly there's no animals in the cities anymore. Like people had to like burn all their pets and whatnot. And of course, the hunger for meat was not didn't go anywhere. So they decided to start raising human for meat consumption. And so like the main character is this like he's a like first hand at like some meat packing plant, but it's they call it head. How many head are coming in on the next shipment or whatever. They never say like people or humans or whatever. It is such a horrifying book, and it's really
Wow.
well just and it's so good, but it's like I feel like it's like one half like some great propaganda for veganism,
Uh-huh.
um but also is just like so much of the stuff that happens in it are just like, yeah, like people would totally do this shit, like people are crazy, like they're
Yeah.
psychopaths, like some people would definitely be like hunting people for sport and shit if they could.
Yeah. Yes.
Uh, but yeah,
Oh,
it's a trip. I'd recommend it. I'm not finished with it yet, but it's definitely pretty intense at times.
that sounds like my jam.
Yeah, but like reading this like depressed, like detached guy who like works in this place, like in one scene, like give a tour to some people who are like applicants to work at the place. He has to like give them the guided tour of the process and stuff, and just like I don't know. It's well done, and it's pretty pretty awful in places, but well, good awful, you know.
I mean, yeah, like I can only think like so it's like the jungle featuring humans.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh,
But I don't know. I I'll have to look at that. The
yeah,
only
definitely. I definitely lend it to you sometime if we ever do see each other in in real life again.
right. Uh no, I that would definitely make me pause because I have sometimes horror when it's dealing with specific like suffering of people like that, like that just sadistic part of it.
Yeah,
Like that's the only stuff that'll really make me stop reading
yeah,
it. Like so, I mean, it's a good like that's what horror is supposed to do, but like monsters, nothing like that doesn't really faze me. Like, but when it's like person on person, just brutality, it's like oof.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Same with me too.
like reading American Psycho, I was just like, oh, dude.
Yeah. And that's like the added helping of awfulness because so much of it is like based in like true stories and stuff and this at least, as far as I know, humans have not been turned
Yeah.
into commercial grade beef yet. Uh
Well, just you wait.
yeah.
I mean, very carbon neutral, I guess.
Until you have to start making more humans just to turn them into
Clearly, you
meat.
haven't heard Trump's 2024 campaign slogan. Mm.
Oh my god.
I think didn't yeah, Futurama did riffed on that with Nixon, didn't they?
Did they with a crazy Nixon in a jar? Aroo! Aroo! There it is.
Yeah. Yeah, there's, I think, it's the one where they time
I'm
loop.
gonna have a jowl.
They try to stop him from winning the election or something.
Mm-hmm. I do remember
And
him running for an election.
and they get that guy, but some like math within the time loop makes it so that that guy can't win. So it undoes itself, and Nixon wins anyway. And then his whole platform is basically harvesting a certain amount of the population and then selling.
Oh my god.
I know he's the president of Earth in most of that show.
Yeah, it was so good.
That's pretty great.
Is Joel here and I just can't hear him? Or
I'm here.
Oh, you are. I thought we were waiting for you.
Really?
We are
Oh,
just
sorry.
jabbering on.
No, I thought we were just chatting.
There's no time for chatting. You
I
have a
apologize.
prisoner to interrogate.
Yeah, why don't you remind us about that?
Absolutely. So, last session you had arrived in Cragstone Hearth, met up with your contact, a member Egan Kostka, or of that clan. He informed you. He was the contact that Vocenti provided you, and he informed you of what's been kind of going on. A rival clan, Grutnik, which is in decline at this point, is clinging to whatever bit of power and influence it can. It is in possession of some property that they should have transitioned over to Casca's stewardship already, but they have not. And therein, this depot, therein that lies the vessel you are hoping to commandeer. You did a little bit of sleuthing around, in looking after first a spy of Egan's, someone that he referred to as a voiceless. The spy had been slain in their room, gutted, and it looked like a single powerful cut from neck to, scrotum. The trail, or the letter left at the tavern for Egan, gave him a clue as to where you might find this meeting place between these two, or this clan Grutnik and whatever entities they were hoping to sell the ship to. You followed his lead before Noose scouted ahead quite stealthily, and was able to find a conversation, a one-sided conversation, unfortunately in Dwarven, so he was unable to interpret it. However, after leading the rest of you, you overheard a few things. This dwarf giving some excuses to this unspeaking other party about the difficulty in acquiring maybe exotic materials. You heard a few other bits and pieces, but not a lot of detail given I believe, the perception checks at hand. As you traveled down the stairs into this like sub-basement complex, you unfortunately were unable to keep Egan from making a bit of a racket, and the prey was notified of your approach and began to prepare their escape. The dwarf, or the figure speaking Dwarven, which did indeed turn out to be a dwarf, began to flee as another strange figure that you did not recognize stood before you in the chamber, eyeing you, each of you, confidently, with a enormous silver greatsword floating in the air as if being wielded by an unseen master swordsman, Xerox would guess. Or, with the wielded by, as if it were, anyway. But you don't have any reason to think there was actually an invisible person there. And finally, with a flick of their wrist and a word, perhaps unspoken, they opened a teleportation circle of some kind and stepped through. You were, however, able to capture the dwarven contact and have them at your mercy, wedged halfway in a well-placed web spell, and also grappled and held by the lot of you. So we pick up roughly right there with this dwarven figure wiggling around, trying to pull themselves free, trying to grasp the stone. You can see their fingernails trying to dig into the stonework and trying to pull themselves out of the web, but to no avail as you all arrive on the scene and detain them. Xerox, you hear quite a bit of cursing in Dwarvish, oaths that this dwarf is freely making oaths that they are going to kill your mothers, leave your children orphans, and unleash all curses upon you.
I'll reply in Dwarvish. It's not very nice of you to say. Recommend stop. I'd recommend shutting your mouth before something bad happens to you.
Give me an intimidation check. You can take that with advantage given this situation.
Where was the other guy going?
All right, Batman, cool your jets, one roll at a time.
One roll at a time.
Justice.
Okay. Natural 20 on the first one. I'll take that.
Fantastic. What does that give you for a total?
For intimidation, 25.
25. The dwarven figure is you realize hasn't even really gotten a good glimpse of you all yet, and because they've been stuck, fallen over face down, facing away from the door where you guys are behind them with still in the web, which I imagine in this context, Beep Boop, you have enough control of the web spell itself to remove portions of it to allow you guys access to them, taking an action to start pulling the web down a bit, so he's still restrained, but you guys can get to him.
Heck yeah, I do.
And he finally takes the.
Sorry, did we hear Big Devil Guy talk?
No, you did not.
Okay.
He finally looks around at you all and seeing looks around, especially you, Xerox, as you're looming over them, and growling at them in their native tongue. You see they're wiggling, just stop entirely. They just go completely still for a moment, right. What is it? What do you want? You gonna kill me?
Not if we don't have to.
You don't have to. You could let me go right now.
Well, that depends on what you tell us.
Well,
and just how much do you value your life?
Enough. The only one I got, I suppose. So, what do you want to know?
Well, first, who is your friend?
Him doesn't have much name. At least not one that he shares.
Nameless employer. What does he pay you to do?
Well, payment's yet to be delivered, as is the product. Some fancy ship that's crashed in the side of the mountain up above. got no use for it. About to be handed over to some useless fools that don't deserve it. So we figured, might as well give it to an interested party. They came to us, after all. What are we supposed to say? Say no to an interested buyer just willing to take such a useless piece of junk off our hands?
Well, clearly not useless. It's attracting.
He must not know we were gonna get it, because he called the people that were gonna get it useless.
Yeah, yeah. Tell him that he's an idiot.
I'll just be standing behind him, tying a noose and untying it over and over again.
Do you mind if we continue this conversation? I don't know, common.
Fine.
Nice.
You're well. I can hear you hear your threats. I understand them, so we can all speak this tongue. Looks at you, Noose, warily. Beep boop. He looks at you and doesn't quite know what to make out from you. Are you also trying to intimidate here?
I'm gonna leave the intimidating to my tall friend here.
Fair enough.
He's also knitting a noose.
Hell yes, I am. I'm gonna keep casting Thorn Whip and whipping different like rocks in the background.
Pulling them over to you.
Hell yeah, just whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
Excellent.
So I guess I should ask your name.
Me, name's Thomas Loff.
I'm gonna call you Amish.
What's his clan name?
Rutnik.
Of course. What's Egan think of that?
Egan was like kind of sidles up next to you, Noose, says, I don't know this man, or this fool, low-level member of the clan, most likely.
You're saying nobody will miss him.
He may be essential to some plans. Maybe it would be best if more than a few people missed him.
We'll see what he knows first, at least.
He shrugs. He says, "Do what you will with him. I have no interest."
I feel like there's more to be squeezed out of this lemon.
Say, we heard mention of moving some exotic material. What did you mean by that?
Just what I said. Buyer provided instructions on what preparations needed done to allow delivery. They were impatient with us, but we got what they needed.
And this ship is crashed, you say? Are these exotic materials related to repairs? Or...
It, I, the ship itself, I haven't seen it. I haven't been up all the way up to the depot. I've been working on this side of the things, being in contact, running errands, just busy work. I'm not. I'm not important. I haven't done anything real bad. I just run errands. I just deliver messages.
We'll be the judge of what bad you've done.
As you guys continue this interrogation, this like abandoned sub basement, you don't hear any. It's a fairly warm but warm temperature in here. A little bit warmer probably than's comfortable. But there is like good airflow. It seems like there's just air kind of like circulating through this structure. It doesn't feel damp or moist or dismal in this space. And really, it feels almost as if you were outside. Like you just, when you're first like coming down here, you'd probably keep like looking around, like expecting to see windows almost, just because it doesn't feel like you're underground all that much. So this conversation is not likely to be overheard by anybody. But as this interrogation continues, I would like each of you to roll me a d6.
3.
4.
One.
A 1. Excellent. He just says again, like, look, we had to get these weird rocks that we found. They gave us an idea where we might find some. And some of us went out and retrieved it. Said they had some trouble as they were leaving, but they were able to get it. And they
Was
were
it
gonna.
Bellstone?
No, it was not a substance I had ever seen before.
Where did you get it?
Old Brodomil said that they were heading up to a portion of the tunnels up in the mountain. It's maybe halfway between here and the depot. They said it. They said it was weird. They said that they had a guide because it was a place that was hard to find if you didn't know where it was. They said that there was magic protecting it, like if you didn't know to look for it, you just wouldn't see it.
To take things from a magic protected sanctum takes skill.
Our guide told us that its owner wasn't always home, and that if they were careful, they'd be able to get in and out without disturbing him.
Did they say anything else about this owner?
I only heard what Brodislav's told me, or Brodimil said to me. So I don't know all the details of what was going on there, but yeah, so these guys that were selling this boat to, they sent a guide, and he was a real weird one, like the one that you did see. It didn't really speak, just thought words into your mind. He seemed to know something about whatever creature called that cavern home, because it told him where to find it and how to get in there. But that was all. I wasn't with them, so I don't know what all they were told.
So they gave you no indication of what these stones would be used for.
Look,
Yep.
I'm not up there repairing the ship. I'm not up there delivering rocks. I'm here working around Cragstone, just delivering messages. I was just the one that was supposed to be a point of contact with this guy that you just drove off.
And what message did he give you?
Displeasure. They wanted the ship a while ago. I get the impression they don't. I don't know. Maybe don't have a great sense of what time is.
They strike you as not being from this plane.
Oh, they're definitely not from around here.
You guys just meet a devil and decide, yeah, why not? Let's do what he says.
I don't think they were devils. They were strange for sure, but didn't get the. None of us had the sense of devilishness about them. They were, but all sorts of weird things that out there is what I'm told. Could be a devil in disguise, I suppose, but at least they keep their word. Perhaps we could trust someone far enough to do business. Anyway, but all that's above my pay grade, all right? As you continue the conversation, remind me what your passive perceptions are.
17.
21.
11.
21, holy balls.
Proficient in perception, baby.
And with a natural 4 on the stealth roll, that's probably not going to be great. You begin to hear from some of the chambers nearby sound of just like a slight, like almost like a pop or a sound, like this like weird displacement of air sound, a sound that you've heard a couple times now, when Nazira has teleported you places. You hear this.
All around us, or just in one place?
It seems like they're coming from some both of the both ends of the hallways here in this longer room. Both at the doors of both ends of this longer room.
Okay, I'll throw my noose at the closer door.
At the door itself.
Yeah, just grabbing anything that comes through that door.
Okay.
You expecting company?
I thought
No,
I heard something.
No,
What was
I'm
that?
asking him, the
Okay.
dwarf.
No, I'm not. It was supposed to just be me and him, and then we go our separate ways. That was the way it always goes.
Who knows how to teleport?
Uh,
Tell me now.
they do.
Seems they've come back to clean up their mess. Do you recognize that sound?
You asking the guy again?
Yeah. Or can I see any reaction from him with the sound, even if he even hears it?
Yeah, I mean, he seems pretty confused right now, and likely has not clocked this himself yet.
When will the boat be ready for delivery? Hurry up. Seems like we're due for some company.
Probably just here to tie up loose ends.
Yeah, I would imagine. Probably try to wait. Egan knows where this boat is supposedly, right?
Yeah, he knows how to get to the depot. Yeah,
When is this boat going to be ready for delivery?
in days, just a few days at most. And after that, you see his eyes like looking at you, shift over to like look down the hallway as he begins to hear the sound of footsteps moving in your direction.
Which hallway did he look down?
The one that you came from.
I cast Wind Wall down that hallway.
Excellent. Yeah. Why don't we at that go ahead and roll initiative then?
I got a whopping 10.
18.
20.
We have Xerox with a 20.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody had an 18.
That would be me.
18 for Beep. What'd you have, News?
Out of 10.
10. Oops. And then... Okay. Yeah, we start this off. I'm gonna jump on Owlbear Rodeo and just have a generic thing to use. Let me, how do you, there we go. It's cleared. Let me post that link, I suppose. Okay. Wind wall. How big's wind wall?
50 feet.
How many? Sorry.
It's 50 feet long. You want to know how tall it is?
Wide is, I'm sure it's going to be wide enough to like block these doors. Awesome. So this wider area is the room you're in right now. You can we'll put the wind wall like right here on the outside of this, like probably going into the walls into this in this next room.
I wanted to go like lengthwise down the hallway.
You wanted to go lengthwise down the hallway? Like this way?
Yeah, but like all the way down the hallway.
I mean, 50 feet. What are you trying to achieve with your wind wall?
So he's walking at us down the hallway, right?
You've heard noises coming from both of the through both of the doorways.
Oh, both?
Yes,
Oh, I thought just one.
both of the doorways, and the dwarf you're interrogating initially did not know that the teleportation was happening, and then he began to hear footsteps coming through one of them, and that's when you decided to cast the spell. But
Yeah,
yeah,
because
you
he
know,
looked down the hallway, so I looked at whatever hallway he looked down. I wanted to cast it straight down that hallway to hit whoever's coming with the wind, just straight to the face and blow him back.
right. I'm gonna put you guys over here on the east side of this chamber,
Okay.
where you've caught the guy in this doorway. He is gonna be this little loot because he's singing for you right now.
Playing like a fiddle.
And yeah, so he heard the ones like coming down the hallway that he's like halfway out. Like he heard the noise and looked down the hallway in this direction. You guys
Okay.
originally came in from this way, so you know there's like another room over here and like a stairwell. So which end do you want to cast your wind ball on?
Well, past him to where the people are coming from, I guess. If I
Fantastic.
can get past him and do it.
Yeah. Yeah, you've like crafted the web. So I would say that the web doesn't block all the vision, so you can like definitely move to kind of like the south side of here and to get enough vision to cast it up here in this hallway.
Perfection.
Uh,
Everybody that gets stuck in that has to take a strength saving throw or take 3d8 bludgeoning damage.
okay. Strength saving throw.
That is correct.
Got a failure and a success.
Well, then that success gets half damage.
Excellent.
Let me tell you what it is.
Yeah, please do.
It's 12 damage.
Well, damage. Oh, I didn't want to do it that way. And that's bludgeoning.
Correctamundo.
Excellent. Yeah, you scooch over just into the corner of that room to get an eye of like trying to look down the hallway to see what this dwarf has spotted, and you see marching down the hallway in your direction. You see two of these figures, similar to that one that just recently teleported away. They are once again these two vary in kind of a yellowy orange skin tone and are both covered in armor. Not as elaborate as the one that previously left, but nonetheless they look equipped for battle and intent on dealing with you. They come striding down the hallway, and as they see you, like see some movement, they pull their silver weapons. They both also have these like silver great swords that they both draw almost in unison. And just as they do, you hit them with the wind wall, and one of them saves and is then not affected by the wind wall, or does like does he get on the other side of it?
He's not affected by the wind wall. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll just look up the spell then.
I mean, I can send it to you.
I mean, I just googled it. It's
Fine.
not.
Google, whatever.
Um, all appears. Strong wind. Okay. Yeah, I would say then you could just place it in front of them to do damage, but not let them necessarily through. Do damage. Yeah, but it's not going to necessarily prevent them from passing through, though.
No, it's not.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
I was hoping it
Uh,
was more powerful than it was when I cast it, but
this one just
shit
like pulls
happens.
pulls up, puts their arm over their face, bowing it, and just like pushes through before the spell can really hit them. This one, I'm going to say, is going to start the combat in front of it, and will possibly take damage again from it as well. Unless it doesn't do damage in preceding turns.
It doesn't say so, so I don't
Okay.
think so.
Okay. Then never mind. Cool idea though. Great.
No,
So
tried.
at the top of the round, we have some of these people. We have one over here, and let's use one of those. One of those. Excellent.
No.
These you hear and soon see the door burst open on this side of the chamber, and immediately you see these tall, lanky, and muscular but leanly muscular figures of these strange, like orange and umber toned, skin toned humanoids with these enormous great swords begin striding through the chamber at you. One in some heavy armor. These other two, however, are a little bit differently apparelled. This one here is in just kind of like light armor and some robes and has this like circlet around their head. This one down here at the bottom looks like it just is in some like slightly medium armor, not quite plate, but some like half plate. But all three of them come into the chamber and begin to charge. Let's see. Actually, one of them might choose to do something a little bit more interesting. Yeah. They're this one at the top, you see them look over to their companion in the full plate, and as their companion's like pulling out their silver greatsword, this other one with like hair, their hair begins to like just lift up off of their shoulders. There's like thick weaves of braids begin to like float around in the air behind them as they reach out and touch their companion. The figure in the plate mail here begins to just like you see like them begin to like shift and move a little bit more swiftly. Like there's like they seem to like blur almost at the edges of their armor as their movements just become rather enhanced. That's going to be their turn. That's going to allow this one to charge in here and get some attacks in. They're going to run in and let's see. They're probably going to see you all and they're going to go immediately for, is this beep right here?
Yeah.
Okay. They're immediately going to charge in at you, beep, and are going to take some attacks against you.
Bring it on, bish. Oh, wait.
They,
Hold on. The other guy that got hit, well, the ones that took damage also took 4 more. Sorry.
oh,
So 2 for one, 4 for the other. I forgot something. Retcon.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also, my noose was next to one of these doors.
Which one?
I think the one we came in through.
Yeah, he threw it
Yep.
at that.
Okay. And it's a dex save for that.
Oh shoot, that's on old nooses player.
Well, it got an 18, which I think is going to beat it
Oh yeah,
regardless
that'll
of.
beat it.
All right. So yeah, they jump through the door as they kick the door open. The noose kind of like flails around it, trying to like grab them, but also just gets like pushed and slid away. This plate armored figure swings its greatsword at you a couple times and is gonna do a 21 to hit on the first attack.
That'll hit.
That'll be 16 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And that'll be 16 again points of psychic damage. As the silver sword sweeps through the air, you can like almost hear it, almost like your eyes deceive you or like are playing tricks on you almost because it feels, or you can almost like sense the sword like slicing through the air in front of the blade. But it just whines as the sword is swung through the air with whistling speed. You barely keep it from lopping something off and deflect the attack from doing too much damage. That is going to be that one's turn, that one's turn. Oh, wait, it gets to multi-attack. So it's going to attack again. That one's going to be a 25 to hit.
That will also hit.
And oh my god, max damage. That'll be 18 points of slashing damage. And another 10 points of psychic damage.
Damn these
Cool.
swords.
Bring it on, chumps. I go and some whizzing and whirrings going on in my gears.
Excellent. That's going to be their turn. Xerox, you're up.
Xerox is going to so there's a web still in this door, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I would have to make some kind of save to get through it.
Ooh, no, there's not. I don't think.
You can drop it at any time.
Well, I cast Wind Wall, which is concentration.
Oh yeah, so there is no web. Great.
Okay. Then Xerox is going to step through this door, fly into a rage, equipping her hammer and shield, and is going to run up to this homie and use her bonus action to try to knock him over.
Oh, nice. Does he need to make a save? Or was it like an opposed strength or athletics?
Strength, same that I used to. Oh, we're not gonna succeed.
He didn't
here.
do great this time. They got a natural 7 for 10 total.
Oh man, that's a good. Got a 14.
Nice. Yeah, you
And
run up and slam them against the wall, and then just like taking out their legs at the same time, they just collapse down onto the ground, prone.
then I'm gonna take 2 Warhammer attacks against him. So one with advantage is going to be a 26 to hit
Yeah, yeah.
for 17 bludgeoning damage. And next attack, cut. 24 to hit for 13, an additional 13 bludgeoning damage.
Nice. 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 Yeah, you slam into this this strange tall figure twice with a huge force, pounding into him. Definitely done some damage, but they're pretty tough. He just like scrapes or swipes some blood that's like pouring out of their mouth at this point, and gets their greatsword ready and just knocks you back or begins to like try and get up off the ground, trying to kick you away to clamber up onto their feet again.
And since I hit him, since I have the crusher feet, I can move him 5 feet back,
Oh, nice.
even though he's on the ground, which I guess I'm golf swinging it.
Yeah, you just like playing polo, just with a big heavy swing down below, just slam him, slide him 5
Kick him in
feet
the
on the ground.
crotch so hard he slides.
Nice.
And I'll keep my position there, and that'll end my turn.
Okay. Great. After Xerox, we have Beep Boop.
Okie dokie, artichoke. So 2 things. How
Yeah.
tall is this chamber?
The room that you're in is probably like 12 feet tall.
Oh, that's not very tall at all.
It's a dwarven chamber. It's pretty tall for a dwarven chamber.
Dwarfs are short. Your people suck. And where did that book come from?
That's Egan.
Oh, forgot all about it again.
Yeah, I did too.
Didn't we all? So on my turn, I will quickly use a free action to spit on the guy in front of me with like oil on his face.
Yeah.
Not trying to do anything, just want to do it. And
Yeah.
then I'm going to use my action to make my little friend
Your turret.
Tourette's.
Excellent.
I just have to see how far away I can make them. Sorry. 5 feet. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to make 2 turrets right there.
I get to make 2 of them with a single action? That's so good.
Hell yeah. And I get to cast them both equally on the same action. It's lovely. And I get cover when I'm next to them. It's all beautiful. So I'm gonna move that one there. So this one is gonna be Flame Boy. And Mr. Forceful.
Do they
So
get to attack?
yeah, Mr. Forceful is gonna shoot number 3.
Excellent. If it's a ranged attack, that will be at disadvantage since they're in melee with an enemy.
Did I mean that I put them back there when I made them?
I think it does.
Sounds lovely. Oh wait, he could. Can't see shit. Okay, 20 something to hit.
Yep.
I apologize that my turn is taking so long. It's hard to get back into beat boot mode.
Yeah, you're good.
Thanks. So he's gonna take 3d8 to the face. That's 20 damage, and he's gonna get pushed back 5 feet.
Whoop.
And then the flame
Oh,
guy's gonna
forceful.
shoot. Mr. Flames is gonna shoot a 15-foot cone towards the other 2. And I believe it's gonna hit, but I'm not sure.
He's 20 feet away from the medium guy.
Aww. Well, then he's not gonna hit, and he's going to wait there quietly, silently,
Waiting for his
biding his
moment.
time.
Excellent.
Yeah, and that is gonna end Beat Boop's turn. Except for I can move now. So I'm gonna move through Noose. Because he's tiny. There.
Nicely done. All right, that's enemy combatant group number 2. Their turn. I'm going to say it's going to be difficult terrain for them to push through the wind wall, but I don't think that's going to make a difference here. So it'll be like 10 feet to get through it. So it'll be 20 feet to get through it, but they can still double team Xerox this way. They will do so. And Xerox, you start to get surrounded, and both of these tall, greatsword wielding opponents start swinging away at you from both sides. You're blocking, parrying attacks, blocking attacks with your shield, trying to keep them at bay, all the while trying to lash out and attack yourself. This one above you is gonna hit once. The second attack is a 20 even to hit.
That hits.
Okay, so 2 attacks hit. That's gonna be that one, not that one, that one. That's gonna be 8, 14 points of damage of slashing damage. And an additional 6 points of psychic damage on the first hit. The second hit is going to be 12 points of slashing damage and 9 points of psychic. That one's cleaving into you, or just trying to cleave you in half. The other one is also striking out at you. First attack is a 20 to hit, so that'll be good. Second attack is again a 20 to hit. So 2 strikes land. This one's going to be 11 damage, bludgeoning. And 12 points of psychic. Second attack, 12 points of. Have I been saying bludgeoning? I've been meaning slashing this entire time from these swords, but I don't think that matters. Slashing damage, 12 points of slashing damage, and its second attack psychic damage is going to be 10 points. Those 2 hefty boys lay into you with a flurry of attacks from front and back.
All right.
That's going to be second group's turn. Noose, you're up.
Okay. Is Egan putting up a fight, or is he just here?
Yeah, he's pulled out his little warhammer, and he does have a little buckler also that he's pulled out. So he's getting ready to help, but he is certainly not a level 15 anything. So.
Just want to know if I'll get sneak attack on this dude.
Oh yeah, he would definitely help you get sneak attack.
Cool. So I'll unleash my new power and summon a psychic blade.
Ooh.
And attempt to stab him right in the head. Roll a 1. So I re-roll. Get a 13, so 23.
That'll hit.
Or
If you all wanted to, also keep in mind, Ryan, you can always move around to flank and get advantage on your attacks.
oh right.
This one's for free.
And I can't find my sneak attack anywhere.
Got to be something crazy like 66 or something now.
I think
76.
it's 8 now.
8. Oh my God, so many d6s.
Yeah, here comes the 8. So we took 8 psychic damage and 23 sneak attack.
Nice. Yeah, awesome. So 23 and 8.
And then I can offhand him.
Nice. Stab him in the goo. With that first psychic blade attack, you see this. What does it actually tell me? What does your psychic blade look like when you throw it at somebody? How does Noose do his new ability?
It's like a blade, but it like sticks out of the end of his hand, and it's just it's purple and like flaming almost.
Ooh.
And then I can just fling it off the end of my hand if I want to.
Nice. Yeah, you hurl this psychic blade into this
He's right
figure.
next to me, so I just stabbed it into his brain.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, just stab right into you, like jump up off his leg to get a good neck or head stab as good as you can. like hits bone under his head, leaves a big gash as you. It doesn't sink into his brain, but does after it hits the head and glances off, sinks deep into his shoulder and neck. Wrench, the blade just like comes out with. How does that work too? Because it's not really a
Just
blade.
disappears after you stab people with it.
Awesome. You stab the blade, and then for a moment, there's like this purple, semi like flaming, smoking blade in the wound before it just disappears into a little puff of purpley smoke, and it's back in your hand again. That guy is bloodied.
Okay.
He's
Offhanded.
holding up. Yeah, he's
Oh,
like reaching up to hold his
10 to hit. No.
a 10 to hit.
Yeah.
Not gonna do it. He like even as he's like holding that wound, he like brings the sword up with one hand to deflect this next attack, but is wounded. And looking at you with a strange curiosity after this display of psychic energy on your part. Does that end your turn?
No, bonus action dash.
Excellent.
Back to here. Is that the spot he's in? Or?
Do you have anything that will prevent you from taking an attack of opportunity there?
Oh, I meant bonus action
Disengage. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Excellent. Yeah, if that ends your turn, we go on to Egan. Egan, having been left alone right against this tall, imposing knight figure,
Run, Egan, run!
he is going to
Run!
take the dodge action.
And get closer to one of my turrets.
That's a good idea. He'll move down here. Maybe Mr. Forceful can move up and give him some protection.
He gets
But
if he's within 10 feet of me, he gets half
10
cover.
feet? Nice. So yeah, he's under. Well, that's for range. So for any range attacks too. Okay. Well, actually, no. That's just that works for melee too. Cool. So that's a +2 to his AC, and he's
Yeah.
taking the dodge action. He is going to, he's just gonna hang out there. Does not like this conflict he's suddenly found himself in. Makes a few like feinting attacks against this knight, but doesn't commit to anything and put himself at risk, playing on the defensive here. That's where he's going to end his turn for now, and we come back to the first group of enemies at the top of the round 2. Let's see, what do we have here? This one is going to. This one up here, the one that is in like light robes and armor, looks over at you, Beep, and is going to begin like looks at you, and you can see them like even you don't see them like mouthing any words, but you begin to hear this like audible, like almost like pressure of arcane power building up. And for just a moment, because it is almost immediately released in the form of a handful of bright, like black and yellow bulbs of energy that launch from their hand and streak through the air before each of them slams into you unerringly. You are hit by some magic missiles.
Well, you would think so until I just went up and said, "Shield, motherfucker!"
Is that the one that just blocks the magic missile?
It is, but for some reason I can't find it. But yes.
Awesome. Shield. The reaction. Yeah, and you take no damage from magic missile. Hell yeah. Nice. Yeah, as 4 of the magic missiles just impact harmlessly with these like noises on your magic shield before it dissipates as well. Excellent. No damage taken.
Kuyabakasha.
This one
Beep Boop beats magic missiles for
raises.
breakfast.
eyebrow and is going to prepare something for its next turn. This one is going to do your turrets look destructible? Like do these do they have HP and stuff?
I mean, they can make a perception check.
Got him.
Oh damn. Yeah, this guy will take a look at it. It's like,
He kneels down, pulls out his glasses, like look
yeah,
at it.
yes. He gets an 18 on his perception, which is a decent roll.
I mean, you're the DM. I don't know what the DC on that roll is.
Yeah, I think that's enough to get like some basic information, at least like an idea if it's like gonna be an easy. Does it look pretty rickety? Does it look magically powerful? Does it have
does look magically
more than
powerful.
50 hit points?
It has hit points equal to 10. What is it? Hold on, sorry. Its hit points are like 5 times my artificial level, so 5 times 15.
Okay. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay. He's going
75.
to.
Damn, 75.
Yeah, that's strong. This guy isn't. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's gonna pass by it.
Turret wall.
And he's gonna run in here. So it's gonna be. Oh damn, he's gonna have to dash to do anything except attack Egan. So he's gonna do that. He's gonna attack Egan with his great sword. You notice that this fellow also their greatsword is not a brilliant silver, but a more common steel. They don't have advantage, so they get one attack hits, one misses. $19 points of damage all told, and Egan is not down, but he's looking pretty hurt after just taking that. At
Did
least
you remember to add 2 to his AC?
No, I didn't. Let's see. Holy shit. They did. It was close, and I think that actually does make him miss.
Ha ha ha!
Wow, that turret doing work. Awesome. Yeah, he ducks back, and the turret just releases like this burst of energy that just like gives him just a momentary protection as this monstrous humanoid is about to cleave into him. Fantastic. So that's gonna be their turn. Their turn. Last one is the knight here, who still needs to go. Not interested in Egan. He's gonna step forward. And where did my NPC go? I thought I had him on the board.
You did.
Not Egan, but the
loot guy?
He's the loot.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, that's not Xerox. Xerox is up there. Great, thank you.
Yeah.
He
Xerox has never touched a loot in her life.
As Rotomil is trying to clamber to their feet, this knight, this plated figure, steps forward while they're still on the ground, getting advantage on the attack as they're prone, as it were held by the web. The first attack is the first attack, he brings the sword down straight into the back and spine of Rotomil, and he dies. He lets out a gasp, and you just hear this like wet splat of blood as it just like sprays out from the wound, and he collapses to the ground.
Oh no! He had
I'm
such
so
comments.
disappointed.
Everybody's sad for Brotamil. He was the best of us.
Looking forward to his reformation.
His long, like campaign long character arc where he becomes a good boy.
Could see his induction into the big help gang.
The second attack then is saved for Noose.
He was brought low by number 3.
18 to hit you, Noose.
That does hit me.
I
Okay.
mean, I can't tell if he's within 10 feet of my friend because isn't he like on the other side of a wall or is the door that big?
The door's not quite that big. The door's mainly where the on the Brotamil where Brotamil was, right here
So is
in
he
the middle
striking
tile.
through the other side of the wall? Or is
Steps
he
right there and
moving?
does it.
Okay.
And or even better, does it right there. Steps on Brotamil's corpse to come around and attack Noose. So yeah, since there is a wall there, I'm not going to give the turret cover
That's fine.
bonus.
That's reasonable.
So that'll be 9 points of slashing damage.
Ow.
And man, all my big rolls blew them early. That'll be, and then 6 points of psychic damage. And that's going to be his turn. That's all of them. So after that, we have Xerox again.
Sorry, I was looking at my dodge. I'm going to use my reaction to have one of those.
Oh, nice.
I guess the second one, since I did
Xerox
the
needs
first
to
one in time.
position herself here. So Xerox is going to just do a flat swing at number 2.
Number 1 is the one that is more injured in that fight. That's one that you've hit before.
I know, but I have a plan.
Oh, sure. Yeah, plan away.
19 to hit.
Yes.
Okay. And that will be for. Okay, so that'll be for 12 bludgeoning damage and move him back 5 feet.
Nice. All right, he's
And,
shoved back into the howling winds of the wall.
and then Xerox is going to use her movement to move here. And is then going to use her bonus action to try to knock number 1 prone.
Nice. All right, opposed athletic or strength.
Yeah.
With a natural 9, it's going to be 12 this time. Climbing the ranks.
28.
Yep.
And then swing with advantage with hammer.
If he
That's
does
gonna
more than
be
double, does it tuck him in as well?
non-natural 20.
Dirty 20 to hit. That'll do.
And for a whopping 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
10 damage to number 1. Nice. He's bloodied.
And yeah, I think I've used all of my actions, so Xerox will end her turn there.
All right. Excellent. Okay, after Xerox, we have Beep.
Oh, it's my turn. So Beep is going to not appreciate this guy moving in and killing what is rightfully his to kill. So I'm going to use my Thorn Whip that I was using so intimidatingly before to go ahead and hit number 3 again.
Okay. 25 feet away. Cool. Nice.
That's going to be 20 some odds to hit.
That'll do.
Gonna say you should get a bonus for being so warmed up, practicing on those rounds.
Yeah, I should. So I pull him towards me because that's half the fun. And I get to do 3d6. which is gonna be 12 plus a d8 for my cool wand. So 18 points
18
of
points.
damage.
Nice. Looking pretty heavily wounded.
And then Force Ballista number 1 is gonna move a little bit. No. This one's gonna move. I need to find a good spot. How can I make a cone not hit the homie?
There's just no chance. Take him out.
Sacrifices have to be made.
That's just a guide here.
Can't blow up the
What
guide.
happened
That'd
to
be
him?
mean.
We set him on fire.
Let's set him on fire. Ooh, wait. If I hit Mr. Medium with my Force Ballista, he gets pushed back 5 feet. Which direction does he go?
Towards you, I imagine. Away from Mr. Forceful.
I'll take that. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Mr.
I thought you
Forceful's
already.
gonna attack him
Okay.
with a 20-something to hit.
That'll definitely something hit.
I see what you did there. 13 points of damage, and he's gonna get pushed back 5 feet.
Excellent. All right, 5 feet goes womp right up next to you, sliding backwards as from the impact of that force, that bolt of force. How much damage did you say it was? 12?
13?
13?
Yep.
45?
50. Definitely 50.
Excellent. Is Flame Boy gonna do something fun?
Well, yeah, Flameboy's gonna shoot his 15-foot cone off from here.
Oh, nice, getting both of those.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's a
They
dex
need.
saving throw.
I got a natural 3 and a natural 4, so they're both going to be failing this.
They failed that for sure. And they are going to take 3d8 fire damage.
Holy shit.
Except for I rolled 2 ones, so they're going to take 9 damage.
9 damage.
You're playing
And
for
that guy's
the
cloak
fire
is
specialist.
going to. Oh, dang it.
Reroll one.
I was going to say that guy's cloak is going to catch on fire, but it's being worn, so it's not.
Oh,
We'll
Where's
tear
the
it off him.
fun?
We'll tear it off him.
burn his cloak.
Bring
That'll
his
really
cloak
teach
in
him.
front of him. That'll show him.
All right. After Beep, we have enemy group number 2, which will be these fellows over here. This one's going to go 10, 15, 20, 25. It's going to run. Oh boy. Seeing his friends looking pretty hurt. Yeah, he's going to go there. And no, none of this is all that helpful right now. Yeah, so he's actually just gonna run up there and start swinging at Noose.
The
Yeah,
spruce noose!
the Spruce Noose getting some attacks. Silver Greatsword attack number 1 is going to be a 25. Number 2 is going to be a 23.
Well, those both hit.
All right, first hit going to be 15 points of slashing damage.
Ow.
But let's not forget the psychic, because that's another 14.
Ow. My brain.
Now for attack number 2. That's going to be another 15 points of slashing damage.
Ow. My body.
Oh boy, this will be another 17 points of psychic.
That's gotta not feel good.
I'm fine.
Old number one here is going to use their actually what they're going to do, Xerox. You see them just like look beneath, like between your feet for just a moment as you're standing over them, getting ready to slam down again with your hammer. And just with a flash, they teleport or do a little misty step to the other side of you, and they're going to take their attacks now. Standing here, their attack's not nearly as good. They're going to get a 15 to hit and a 19 to hit.
Both of those miss.
Both missed. Nice. Fantastic. That ends their turn. Noose, you're up.
Oh God. Okay, how hurt is number one?
Number one's is looking pretty darn hurt. He's definitely bleeding from quite a few places. You can see blood leaking out of underneath the plate armor. They're shifting their gaze around. You can see like the combat though is eerily quiet, with these creatures not communicating verbally to each other in any way. It's from their end like they could be talking in their heads all day long, but to you it's just like this silent, grim fighting force.
Okay. And number two's still unhurt, right?
He's just moderately hurt.
Okay.
He's not wounded yet.
I really don't want to take a bunch of hits like that again. So, let's go ahead and use my psychic veil and turn invisible.
There you go. Is that an action?
Yep.
Nice. So you just go invis.
Yep. And I will turn back visible once I damage somebody.
Nice.
So I'll probably use my bonus action to go in here and duck over here with Egan and the turret.
Good move.
Egan and Mr. Forceful. Okay. Very good. If that ends your turn, then we move on to Egan, who is feeling confident enough to come up and help against this guy. And wanting to avoid the plate armored number 3 over there is going to come up and attack this less imposing enemy. He's going to make his 2 attacks, and they both miss.
No,
Boo.
Egan, why?
Egan, that was your chance to do Clan Casca proud. Yeah, that's going to be Egan's turn. Not much there with 2 misses. And that brings us back to group number 1. Let's see. Get the easy one out of the way. This medium number 2 here is going to make their attacks against you beep.
Bring it on, chump.
Seeing you as the master of these turrets that have been pushing them around. A 5 and a 2 naturally, so like for this guy, a 9 and a 6 against you.
I spit smoil on him.
Smoil?
Spoil that.
All right, that's his terrible turn. This one is going to doesn't know where Noose is and is going to run up here and team up on Beep here. These guys are smart. He's going to run into flank. So he's going to take his great sword attacks against you with advantage. That one's going to be a 28 to hit. Second attack is going to be a natural 20. This is going to hurt.
Well, both of those are gonna miss clearly
Oh,
because
really?
of reasons.
Very important reasons that are coming to me now. I'll tell you in moments what they are.
Definitely.
The first attack is going to be 14 points of slashing.
As a robot person, he's made of mithril, so you can't critical hit him.
Oh, that's true. And then a 12 points of psychic.
Sorry, I totally blacked out for a second. How much was the first bit? 12 points of psychic, and then what?
I forget. It was probably something like 13. We'll go with the average damage for that attack, so 13.
Okay.
And then the second attack, which is the critical hit, is going to be max dice plus the roll.
Bro, I'm definitely gonna be down.
Okay, is
If it's more than 24, I'm down, and I'm pretty sure
yeah,
it's more than
yeah,
24.
you're down. That's like max damage on the attack, not even rolling the bonus for the crit.
Cool.
Yeah, with the second attack, slams into you with the blade. You can you fall down, bleeding. You're still alive, but awareness passing in and out as you're struggling to survive. And that will. Oh yeah, we still have one more guy. Um, this guy is going to. Let's see. Doesn't need any of those spells. Magic. Yeah, he's going to. In walking up, he reaches out towards his two companions there, and you can see him look through the doorway at the other two here that are fighting Xerox, and they without speaking a word, they glance back and give him a brief nod. But he is also going to. What should he do with his action? He's going to throw a magic missile barrage at you, Xerox. So another blast of Eldritch energy leaps from his hand and just explodes into 4 missiles that seek through the air to strike you. Each one, well, this one's doing, so that's 19 points of force damage.
That's just automatic.
Yep. No, unless you have a spell that shield that blocks it. There's no roll to hit or anything. It just hits.
Oh, very sneaky. All right.
That's their turn. And I believe that brings us to you, Xerox.
Xerox is pissed.
So I'm gonna make a quick run to the bathroom. Do you guys want to
All
take
right.
just a quick 5, everybody?
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool.
Five-a-roni.
have the audio of a damning phone call in which Donald Trump's former lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, explicitly dangled a quid pro quo to pressure Ukrainian officials to interfere in the 2020 election to help Trump and hurt Joe Biden. For more on this, it's time for a closer look.
It's time for a closer look.
Quid pro quo. I haven't heard that in a while. Remember when people thought that would matter?
Wait, it doesn't matter?
So much happens. I can't keep track of it anymore.
Yeah, right?
I forget the last president was impeached twice.
But he's running again. Or at least he'll keep up the pretense long enough to pocket as much money. Maybe that's what he's just going to do.
One more time. One more time.
Yeah, we got, we elected Joe Biden, but got President Joe Manchin, so.
Jesus Christ, Joe fucking Manchin.
Oh.
That guy.
Well, I mean, it's just, he's just one of those moderates that's in one of those, the worst position that they could possibly be in.
Yeah.
And I mean, if he wasn't doing it, Cinema would be doing it.
Yeah.
And who knows? She used to be Green Party.
Yeah, I heard that. Like, she used to be Green Party and then just like, I don't know, just
So now she's
decided
just doing,
right-wing populism was the way to power. It's like, just
yeah.
let's do the moderate version of that.
Ugh. Just terrible. All right.
But there are more important things to deal with because there are strange humanoids seemingly bent on your deaths. Having slain your prisoner, they seem to be communicating something different at this point. That one that the one in the like lighter armor and robes pulls out from a just like looped a chain around their neck, pulls out from beneath their tunic a looks like some sort of like crystal that's like set in this chain. It is, as they pull it out, you have this like sudden moment where it looks, it is so peculiar to see. Like it like draws your attention into it as you catch a glimpse out of the corner of your eye. It is this like dark, like purplish, like black glass like substance. But as you look at it, you begin to like see like flickers of color in it, just like little like fireflies, like little sparks of different colors. Some like brilliant greens and yellows and oranges inside this, just some like little dancing motes at times. But every time you like look at it intensely, it's hard to actually spot any of this. You just see this dark crystal. The creature, the person begins to hold this crystal out, but we go to Xerox. It is your turn.
Okay. So Xerox is going to sell out here. I'm going to try to knock. She tries to bash number one with her shield and knock him over.
Okay. Pose strength. Haven't rolled great, but this time we got an 18, so that's 21.
We got 25.
Nice.
Few the perks of playing a barbarian.
You have advantage on all these, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Totem warrior. All right. And I'm gonna start just bash him with the hammer. Dang. First with a 14.
That's not going to do it.
And we'll swing again. 26 to hit.
That will indeed hit.
And for 19 bludgeoning damage.
19.
Yeah. And
With that, you knock them down to the ground, try and bring down the hammer once, and they like roll out of the way. The second time, you like kick them, like they roll over into the wall, and you just bring down the hammer right on their chest, and you hear a loud series of cracks as their rib cage like just breaks, and the hammer slams into their chest. With just a gasp of air leaving their lungs, they are unconscious, dying, if not dead immediately, but still.
And if I were to move here, would I get some kind of cover?
No.
Okay.
Mr. Forceful doesn't extend. Like, there's a wall right there between you and Mr. Forceful. The red thing is a door. So I guess, I mean, you get cover from like the guys in the interior of that room, but not from number 2.
No, the guys on the interior of the room as well.
Yeah. You would have at least like 3/4 cover there, if not full cover.
All right. Yeah, that'll end my turn.
Excellent. You see rage and anger in the face of knight number 2 at the slaying of their comrade. You hear in your head a voice that without you can it sounds strange because you can tell this voice carries no breath. It merely just emits in your mind bodilessly and voicelessly, and you can just hear the words almost springing to into your attention, like using your own voice. And it says, "What quarrel do you have with us?"
Did we all hear that in our brain?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Well, 2/3 of us.
Yeah, one of you hears it as if in a dream.
Well, none. It just seems like we're after the same thing.
Yeah, nobody takes our boat.
uh, you feel just with that response like the presence of that voice just like slink out of your mind, and you can feel suddenly like this pressure is just removed, like hose being let out, water being let out of a hose, just like the pressure just dissipates, and suddenly you can feel where that voice was like coming into your mind, and it leaves for the moment, having gotten some information from you that it seems to have found interesting. The presence slinks out of your minds, and next in initiative we have Beep, who is
I rolled a 10.
leaving. That is a success. One save down. After that, we have the group number 2. I think I may have gotten their order wrong at some point. Done group number 1 when I should have done group number 2. No, it should be these guys now. Yeah, number 2. Yeah, okay, that's right. This guy, knight number 2, is going to take the disengage action from you, Xerox, and steps back with their companions. And that ends their turn. Noose, you're up.
They're gonna run, he says in his dream.
I think actually, no, he has to spend his action to disengage. That's right. And he doesn't want to. Yeah, I'll leave it there. Noose, you're up.
Okay, I will drink a greater healing potion. I don't have the stats for that. What is it?
I think that one's a greater. Is that
Mhm.
8d8?
8d8.
8d8 plus
That'd
8?
be pretty good. Yeah.
Or 8d4 rather, sorry.
You
No,
go
it's a greater is only 4d4 plus 4. It's a
There
supreme
we
that
go.
gets up to 8d4.
That's what I was thinking. So that's a whopping 13 healing.
There you go.
And
That's a bonus action.
yeah. I don't know if I
Well,
want
I
to
mean,
attack.
technically it's an action, but whatever.
I mean, we've been house ruling it that it's a bonus action since like a couple of years ago, I think now. So we'll call it a bonus action.
Well, yeah,
Canon
none of us
now.
like to play clerics, so we kind of
I
need
know, right?
Yeah. We'll probably just stay hidden. Could come up here. Yeah, I'll do that. And I'm just staying invisible to see what they're doing.
Okay.
And if they attack any of my allies there, I will attack them.
Okay, so you're holding your attack to attack anybody if they turn aggressive at this point.
Yeah,
Cool. And you are still invisible.
still invisible till I do damage for an hour.
Okay. Egan's gonna step around, see if he can redeem himself, land a hit.
Egan, no!
Lands 1 with advantage. Next attack. That one's gonna be not enough. He lands a hit.
All right.
Doing the Cascas proud.
He smacks for a solid 13 points of damage against this guy.
Good work, bro.
And that guy is bloodied. Yes. He's done it. And that ends Egan's turn, and we go back up to the top of the next round. This lighter armored and robed figure clutches the strange like black purpley crystal with these like dancing lights inside it, and seems to just like focus on it for a moment, and there is just a flash of widening light as all of your enemies suddenly disappear from the room except for the one that was slain or is was killed by Xerox over in the corner. Or was it Noose? I forget now.
Oh, that was mine. I didn't
Yeah.
take that. So, I mean, I think in the first turn they did a number on me. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
that
hurt
first round
me
was
pretty
brutal.
bad with one round, so
yeah.
deep is down, so these guys are
Yeah.
tough.
First thing I'm gonna do is run over and pour a healing potion down Deep's throat. Very
Even though
common.
I'm closer, the first thing I'll do is go over to the one that died and start looting its corpse.
I call dibs on the sword, I say as I spurt up, like, just bolt upright after having come to life.
You've been keeping an eye on things. You've just been laying there with your eyes kind of half open, bleeding out.
Eyeing the sword while you're like reaching out for the sword while you're dying. Oh, I just want it.
Potion slowly acting on him. He's like,
Taking a look at the body. You can see this is this well armored humanoid figure. Was it's pretty tall. Like it was probably standing around like 8 feet tall, like 7 or 8. Go and give me an investigation check as you kind of take a look around its body. You do, of course, find the some pretty decent quality plate armor, and also a silver greatsword, which is of very high quality.
It was a 19 for the investigation. Do my best to chuck the great sword towards Beat Boop, but it's large and I am a halfling, so the strength modifier of 0. Yeah.
Excellent. With a 19, in addition to that, you find just on this guy just a couple of potions. Looks like he has one greater healing potion,
Nice.
and he has a potion of haste as well.
Let's just go ahead and drink that greater healing potion.
Fair enough.
Hopefully before anyone sees. Oh, good, another 13.
And
He had a sword and one
you
potion.
also see that this guy also has an amulet around their neck, and the amulet, as you take it out, it has in crescent on it, looks to be a multi-headed serpent or dragon or hydra or something.
Mm.
You can give me like a history or religion check as you look at this thing to try and make some connection here.
Does that have a glint of magic in it?
Yes.
Beep
it
is
definitely looks of.
automatically running over there, like right next to him, like over his shoulder. Like, have I seen this before? What is this? Magic item? Mm-hmm.
I got a 20 on the history check. I got 2,
Beep,
but I rolled an 18.
you can also make such a check as you cozy up next to Noose.
23. Or is it Arcana or
It'd be
history?
history or religion.
23.
23. Which one?
History is what I
Okay.
rolled for.
And Noose, what'd you get?
20.
20. I think that both of you would kind of like take a moment looking at this and get a bad feeling about it. The engraving and like the carving on this clearly is depicting some multi-headed serpent or dragon creature that looks terrifying. Like it's like made to look scary. Like its mouths are open. One of them's like breathing what looks to be some sort of flame. Another one's breathing what looks to be something else. Like clearly not flame, but like something, maybe a fluid.
How many heads does it have?
You think that this is likely a depiction of the dark god of dragons, Tiamat.
Tiamat.
Who's Tiamat?
Tiamat is the deity of evil dragons. You would know with that role. Presumably living somewhere in the hells or some other awful place, and it maybe doesn't get supplication from chromatic or the colored dragons, the reds and greens and whites, etc. But she is certainly their patron of some kind, definitely a bad hombre, praised by bad hombres.
That's one bad necklace.
Isn't she one of the lords of the abyss or something like that?
That history check, Yeah, you would probably have an idea that she's probably in the hells or the abyss or somewhere very, very bad, and not in a position that she's being necessarily punished entirely, but has some position of power there. Although most things that have power in those places want to extend that power elsewhere, or maybe vacation elsewhere.
Mark,
You would go ahead.
Xerox drinks her other common healing potion to regain 6 hit.
It's such a tiny drop in the pool for Xerox. Yeah, you definitely recognize this item as having some magical properties, Beep Boop.
What kind of magical properties?
Hard to tell without some investigation or identification magic.
Can I investigate it? Because I don't think I have any.
You give me an Arcana check.
Well, that's not going to be as pretty as I want it to be, Mark. But it will be a 14.
14. I mean, it's hard to tell without application of some identification magic. An amulet is a eminently enchantable item that can be, common vessel for any number of enchantments. So it's hard to tell what this could be.
I quickly take it
Probably
from
bad.
Noose and throw it into my bag of holding pouch on my sweater
Okay.
for later.
It's probably bad, and that's probably the safest place for it. What sort of creature is this that's wearing this armor?
It's a humanoid. 2 legs, 2 arms, has pair of eyes. Its nose is, I mean, like much of it doesn't. It's very lean. Not doesn't look like malnourished or anything, but just like it's built just very long and lean. Its skin is kind of like pretty tight against its bone structure. Its nose, you can see, does not come to a point or anything, but just is just like this empty snub where it's like almost like you're looking into its skull when you're looking at its face. They their mouth as it's like their dead eyes are just like looking aimlessly into the distance. Their mouth like kind of lolled open a bit. You can see some sharp teeth inside. Their skin is like this kind of like yellowish orange tone that has some like mottled spots of darker color. Some of them had hair. This one does not. It looks to be bald entirely, or like pretty like you're not sure if it's what it does, but yeah, they look humanoid, but definitely not like any race, common race of the lands you've seen.
Any scales?
No scales. The skin definitely looks
Scaly
like
skin.
not scaly. No. There's smooth skins, but not
But some like snake-like features, would you say?
I wouldn't even say snake-like necessarily. Like the nose certainly does have some hint of that. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't quite say they look more human than they look snake-like, but yeah, they have like long pointed ears coming out of there, but the main difference is like kind of like their leanness, the stretch tightness of their skin, the snub empty nose. It looks like it's just been like cut off and leaving these like open holes to their where you can see inside. It looks disconcerting a bit. But they overall look more, I would say, even with how alien they still look more human than snake-like.
Has Egan seen one of these?
Egan looks like, don't know where these things come from, but not around here.
Cut off the head, take it with us.
Well, chop one off, toss it in the bag of holding with the amulet.
You're not putting that in my sweater.
Oh, that's right. You
Fine.
knitted it into your sweater.
Does he have any cool fabric on him? Is the last question that Beat Boop has.
Yeah, I mean, looking over the body, like, I mean, there's definitely this like high quality plate armor, but beneath that, of course, is the common, like under layers of armor and stuff that go beneath the actual outer plate. Like you have like a gambeson, you have like an actual shirt and tunic and stuff on the inside. All of that seems to be of pretty high quality, but no like loose, no loose like bolts of linen or anything.
I take off all of that clothes plus remove the cape deftly with my, nimble robot-y fingers and spool it up into like a, a little ball and push it in my pouch.
Excellent. Sounds like a job for maybe while you're walking, just like threading out this like the fabric and stuff as you're marching along through this
That's
somewhere.
exactly what I have
Yeah,
pictured. And
awesome.
if he has a scabbard for this sword that I'm taking, that'd be great.
They do have yeah, they do have scabbards as well for the swords. Yep,
I'm gonna throw that over my back.
fantastic.
What kind of sword am I
You
adding to
are
my bag?
so you are adding a silver greatsword to your bag. It is a greatsword. I'm not sure if it's like in D&D for you as a silver greatsword, but that's what it is.
Is it magical?
The sword itself, uh, may actually be magical. Let me take a look actually. But you can give me an Arcana check on it.
16.
It does seem enchanted, yes. Or it does seem to have some magical qualities, yes.
Well, that's just good news.
Uh, seeing as we just got gutted, I think we may need to find a spot to attend to our wounds for like an hour.
uh, Egan says, right. I know this area. I spent a lot of time here in my youth, so I can certainly find us somewhere. Follow me. He leads you out of the building and around the neighborhood for a little while, getting you away from the building where you just had this conflict, and leads you to another building in the local neighborhood, just a few blocks like away. You see another building that looks to be just like the storehouse or something that has carries the sigil of Clan Casca, and he enters into opens up. He seems to like manipulate a rune lock of some kind, and gains access to this room or this building. Ushers you all inside and says, "This should be safe to rest here, assuming things don't just pop into this building too."
Regardless, once we're all ready, I feel like we should with all due haste, start making our way towards the airship,
depot and the ship.
towards the depot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you all begin to kind of settle in and tend to your wounds and kind of catch your breath after that encounter.
What do they need an airship for? They just teleport around. Bunch of jerks trying to steal our airship.
It's mine. It's my precious. It's my birthday. It's my airship.
It came to me.
We heard about this through a friend. I'm pretty sure we have dibs on this thing now.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's got our name all over it. Wonder if it was originally theirs. I think I figured out who they are now. Maybe visitors from the ethereal plane?
I'll never tell. Uh, Egan says, as you guys are kind of like taking your break, catching your breath, and healing up a bit, Egan is just kind of thinking about that encounter. He says, that dwarf said that these folk set Grutnik against some other entity to steal those stones. Perhaps if we can find that entity, maybe they've have a grudge to settle, a bone to pick. Enemy of my enemy, perhaps?
They didn't seem too interested in us after after they'd finished off their friend, I guess.
Mhm.
That really makes me ally with them.
He's not suggesting allying with these guys that you just fought.
Oh, with
Because
the things that they were fighting.
Yeah, that they sent the dwarves to steal from. Where they got that the exotic materials.
We could check it out, but we don't even know where it is. That one guy didn't even know where it is. He's never been there.
Yeah, we couldn't save him, so.
Oh, before we left, could we have checked out that guy retconnedly?
Like check out his body.
Yeah,
Yeah, totally.
I forgot that he died.
Yeah, he was totally very, very dead. Yeah, big old greatsword right through his spine.
Yeah, can I look through his body before we go?
Yeah, I'll let you go ahead and give me an investigation check.
27.
With a 27, you you find that this person does have,
Besides for all the bones and flesh and all, we
so
get it.
many
He's
bones and
splayed
flesh
open.
and organs splayed open. You see the delicious spine. Um,
Guys, I found something interesting. Inside of him, he had so many bones.
and organs too.
Flinging him to the side.
Besides the like coin purse with, I'll say, 80-ish gold in it, which is a tidy sum. You find that they have 2 common healing potions. They have, it looks like, just a few supplies for like thieves' tools and things like that on around their belt. The thing that really catches your notice, however, is it looks like there's a hand scrawled note that is in just like there's like greasy paper that's written in with like a charcoal pencil, or like rudimentary, maybe just uh, MacGyvered pencil here. Maybe some looks like personal notes, not a letter to be delivered, but this person perhaps wasn't confident in their ability to remember all of the points that were supposed to be communicated and made themselves a little cheat sheet.
I hand it to Xerox because I'm assuming it's written in Dwarvish.
It is indeed, yep.
Sorry to ruin your thunder, but it's going to Xerox.
Yeah, totally. Thank you for the reminder of that. Absolutely. It is written in Dwarvish. Xerox, you take a look at this, and you can see that it looks like there are a few like bullet points on here. It says like there's first like this little heading that says like messages to Supreme Commander. It says purple stones acquired, delivery within a few days. And then it says like with like 3 underlines, it says apologies for delays. And then like a little exclamation point there. And it says lastly, there's one that says it says with a little note like, if possible, ask for remuneration many lives lost in acquisition.
Also, remember to pick up milkshake for Billy. He got a 10%.
Say, I'll ask Egan. I was like, are there any stones of value that are purplish in these parts?
He says there are any minerals and gemstones that rose up with the mountains when Morden brought the cragstone peaks from the depths of the earth to the surface. This place is rich, or was rich, with many sorts of valuable gems and minerals. Some would be there were some amethyst and others that were purple. But you mean, I suppose, like the one that creature held in their hand before they disappeared? That was purple like night, something I'd never seen before.
Seems it is a material component. Something they intend to do. I don't know. Where do you guys think we should go?
Well, after we rest, we need to find our way to that ship.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think the ship's our best bet, unless this guy even knows where we're going. We don't know where we're going.
Egan says that I worry that you revealed to revealed to these creatures that you were after the same thing they are. What little time we had, I think, is limited now.
I knew that in the heat of battle. I think I lost track of my mind.
Sanity is for the weak.
Yeah, it seems we have no choice but to make haste.
Well, I suppose we know what to look for along the way. That dwarf did say that where the expedition retrieved the strange stones was between us and the peak, us and the depot. Perhaps we just need to keep our eyes open for anything peculiar.
Let's see if there's a strange stone marked on the way between here and there.
I shall keep my eyes peeled for anything.
Well, so conversation continues. Guys kind of make some more plans. Egan tells you a bit more what to expect on the way there. He says that he'll be traveling the under roads for maybe a good portion of a day to get clear of the Cragstone Hearth Mountain. And then you should be able to start finding. You should find a fork in the road, one that will be leading to the leading upwards into the mountain above, while this main road just continues on and on and on beneath the earth. After that, he says, hopefully the old ruins are still intact. I assume if Grutnik has been using this depot and has been traveling this way, that the machines are still in working order. Should be able to take the lift much of the way up, avoiding a climb. But assuming if the lift is still in working order, we should be able to make it there in half a day. And from there, it'll be several hours on the lift up and up and up before it breaches the surface at an outpost. Before we arrive at the lift, we'll be traveling through the underroads, which are dangerous at the best of times these days. Keep on your guard. Other things than what we already experienced may hunt us while we travel those roads. Any other prep you guys want to take? Make sure you spend your hit die and subtract those and stuff.
Are we getting a long rest since we're traveling for more than a day, or is it?
Right at this point, you're getting a short rest before you embark again, is my understanding of what you were doing.
Perfect. Great.
Yeah. So we're making our way through the tunnels right now and headed up the mountain to find the lift.
Yeah, Egan's going to lead you through the tunnel, the under roads, which aren't too hard to navigate because they're like just big underground like highways that are made for going long distances, and then every once in a while you'll see like basically like an off ramp that leads to a local destination or a split in the big under road. But you'll be following this like main tunnel and then looking for one particular little exit that'll lead you to the lift. He says that if we get separated or if I fall, I would still our deal would still stand if you are able to deliver, if you are able to clear Grutnik out of the depot. Even if I am dead, you will be rewarded and may see to it to take your leave with the vessel. If I fall, look for the tunnel to split, and just after that, you will find the exit to take the lift, or to the tunnel that will lead you to the lift. He gives you some instructions. It doesn't seem like there are going to be too many twists or turns, but there are like broken places, cracks where different caverns and tunnel systems have broken into, where the earth has just shifted, where other things have gotten into the tunnel works. And beyond that, many of the like places where these roads lead, he says, old strongholds of my people, long lost to the ages, long lost to creatures and others that have taken advantage of what we have built. But the way is straight and true. The roads are straight and true, and we should find our way. But he gives you guys enough instructions that it'll be challenging, but you at least have some idea where you're going if something were to happen to Egan. But yeah, it says some hours of traveling through the underroads before it splits, and you'll find a path that will lead you upwards towards another mountain where you'll eventually find a lift that leads to the surface.
Then I propose we set off.
Excellent.
Sit there and keep an eye out for any purple stone or anything else that looks like it could be suspicious.
Fantastic. I'm gonna take how about a maybe good 10-minute break?
Can
Come back.
Is it
What?
possible for me to hop on to Xerox's back and get a good 8 hours of shutdown while we walk?
I would allow that, but I would give in response. Xerox will have to make a couple challenging constitution checks or suffer some exhaustion in the process. But that's definitely possible.
How's your constitution?
My constitution's pretty good. I failed those. I have a +4 to constitution.
Well, I'll leave it up to you.
Uh, Quite a risk.
I feel like we need you fresh more than we need me with full health and spells. I can just not get in stupid situations.
Uh, that's tough.
We'll be all right. I'll survive. March on, Marchies.
Yeah, let's take a 10-minute break, and Xerox can consider their fortitude. Uh, and as we get back, it's we can also play it by ears because we'll see. Who knows what happens in the course of 8 hours of travel?
Sweet. Last question. Does anybody have interest in Eberron Rising? Because I'm pretty sure I'm going to buy it just so I can get Warforged finally. And stupid D&D Beyond.
Any interest? I mean, it's not my favorite setting. I haven't looked at it a lot, but I would definitely be interested in checking it out though.
Is it a camp?
Cool. I'll share it if I can in any of the thingies, but I'm going to buy
Yeah,
it because
nice.
it's stupid Warforged.
Be good to actually have it all in one place.
It would be so nice.
All right.
See you in
Back
10.
8:45, 8:50ish. We all back?
I am here.
Excellent.
Fasha, can you hear me?
I know that, but I can't place it.
From
Yeah, so
yeah, Fiddler on the Roof. I believe.
That takes me back. So,
Whoa, I have way more artificer infusions than I thought I did.
nice.
Jesus Christ.
Finding a $20 bill.
See what happens when you make things in D&D Beyond where you don't miss things?
Tell me about it.
Alright, I'm thinking we can try the backpack rest for Beep Boop.
Yes.
Keep in mind, Beep Boop, this will mean that you likely will not be able to enjoy another long rest. So, like, when the rest of the group is long resting later today, you will not be able to gain another long rest.
Oh, is there going to be a point where we can sleep later? Then fine, great. I'll wait.
I think he said it was going to be more than a day to get there.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay, so no backpacking?
Yeah, no backpacking.
Okay.
Save that for dire circumstances.
Yes.
Now I almost want you
One
to
all
do it
night.
just because. Xerox is like, fuck it, I'm carrying you. It's done.
Get on my back. Okay. So you guys finish your rest and then get underway. You expect that it will be probably over a day's travel to get over to the mountain, the mountain top. Probably close to yeah, this all actually happened in the evening of the day you arrived. Because you guys arrived in Cragstone in like the afternoon, spent a few hours there before you started investigating and found that dead body and followed it here. So now it's like getting into late evening of the day you've arrived. So, um, if you would like to take a long rest on the journey of this, this first portion while you're like heading towards the lift, you can. If you want to push through and just keeping on, you're welcome to do that as well. But yeah, it is like you probably have um 4-ish hours before you would have to like really start like, you know, thinking about bedding down or like setting camp and stuff.
Can we make it to the list in that time?
Egan says that if we push hard, we might be able to.
Maybe we should just aim for setting up camp at the lift.
It could be. But also up there, it's going to be more dangerous. I assume the further we get from this location, more unsafe it is.
Bet you are.
Um, I mean, I think I'm good with setting out and seeing how far we can get and then deciding whether or not we want to rest.
That sounds good to me too. I don't need to rest again yet. We just have the short one, so
Okay. You guys get underway, and immediately it's the initial hour or two of this travel is not too bad at all. Like you're still traveling through somewhat regularly traveled areas after you leave the city for a little while. Traveling the road initially, Xerox, that you continued or that you're familiar with, the one that leads to the other side of the crag spires to the bone wastes. Before taking a branch off of that after about 45 minutes or an hour outside of Cragstone Hearth, the journey continues on a less well-traveled or frequently traveled road. You can already begin to see, even just like 2 hours journey outside the city, um, the signs of population and usage go down pretty dramatically, pretty relatively quickly. Egan encourages uh, quiet as you continue on through this space. Much of the roads now are darkened. There are large, like mile or longer stretches of this path that is a long, seemingly unending tunnel that winds and a bit here and there, but for the most part is relatively straight, except when it has to go up an incline or down, which it does relatively gradually to allow wheeled traffic, or at least it once did. There are, however, long swaths of this trail that are not well lit or are in utter darkness, where the magical illumination that is found on much of the walls here is missing in places. Either lost to cave-ins or seemingly just broken and pried off the walls perhaps and taken. But much of it is in disuse. Noose, as the hours begin to stretch, as you take another turn off of this main road and you begin to get off of you get off of this main underground stretch, this wide road, and turn down a much narrower tunnel system, one that Egan assures you all will begin to lead you to the surface, or at least to an outpost here where the lift is located, which will eventually lead you to the surface. It's getting later and later, though it's hard to tell in this subterranean environment you're in. No sense of light to give you any sort of stability there or connection to the hours as they pass, the light as it changes in the sky. But it is surely getting late and getting to the point where you're starting to get tired after the day's travel. With your passive perception, Noose, you can't help but shake the feeling that you're being watched. You're possibly being followed, but something is aware of you. The feeling only grows, and after about like 15 minutes of this oppressiveness, it seems to it just seems to definitely sticking. It's not a fleeting moment or sensation of just being tired, but it just sticks with you in your gut.
Anything I pick up on my blind sense?
Nothing close enough to give you your spider tinglies.
Mhm. Something's watching us down here, I say. So no one else felt it.
You mention it to your companions. They don't have that same like heightened sense as you. They don't seem to be aware.
Even Egan.
Egan seems nervous and tired, not quite as used to the high level of exertion that you all are, but is doggedly keeping along, keeping his breath quiet, trying to be as stealthy as possible while still keeping a quick pace with you all. But he says, "No, well, let's just keep an eye out, I guess." continue on, and Xerox, you're beginning to feel it now too. Like, you're not sure if it's just because Noose mentioned it, but you're starting to feel this this sense, like the just hairs prickling on the back of your neck, feeling like someone just is watching. Like, you keep glancing back through the tunnel, you don't see anybody. Are you guys continuing on, trying to make really good time here, or do you slow down? What do you feel like?
This makes me nervous. I probably want to do good time. Just get to where we're going.
Xerox will probably that kind of feeling doesn't make her want to stop camp here. So
What?
Did I feel it get stronger as Noose felt it?
You are you just become more and more sure of it, and just the feeling that just doesn't go away, this heightened sense of anxiety just is just getting on your nerves, putting you on edge. But it's not getting more and more intense to the point it's overbearing, but it's definitely continually present at this point, it feels like.
I mean, have any of us felt something like this before? Is this feeling familiar? Or is it just like we're being stalked?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I mean, it definitely each of you has a long history of fighting, of struggling to survive in harsh and difficult situations. Like Xerox, this doesn't feel too unlike those times, in the campaigns where at night you just can't shake the feeling when your camp is you set up camp, can't shake the feeling that you're being watched, and sure enough, undead swarm is on the breaching the hill and coming down on the camp. You've definitely felt this before. Sometimes it's been a real thing. You've learned to trust your gut. You guys are all pretty powerful people at this point with lots of experience under your belt. Trying to place this as a specific effect or something that it's not quite that specific, I don't think.
Yeah, in that case, I feel like we'd be keeping an eye out, trying to look for spaces that look like easily defensible positions or more easily defensible positions for potential camp if we decide we can't go on anymore.
Okay, but still traveling at fast time?
I don't know. Do you guys think we should slow or should we press?
I feel like the lift would be a good defensible position and a good place to make a getaway if we get attacked too. We could be nearby it at least and be able to escape to it.
Okay. So push towards the lift is what I'm hearing. Okay. Yeah.
If we see any place better along the way, definitely. But I like the idea of running to the lift if we get overwhelmed by anything.
Okay.
That apparently still works, right, Egan?
Says more than willing. I have to hope and assume it is if Grutnik's been using it, but they could have sabotaged it, but it's a strong old machine. They'd be hard pressed to break it, and if they did, they'd have to bring something powerful to do it. As you guys all kind of slow and get talk about this shared sensation of this oppressive kind of feeling of being observed, I would say that it seems like Xerox maybe is the most kind of on edge. I would like you to give me a perception check.
I knew I should have taken my goddamn nap.
Uh, oh, 26.
26. You
Outlander, baby.
hell yeah. You after news like raised this issue, you've continually felt more and more like there's just something here like keeping an eye on you, like watching you. You can't shake that feeling. Even as you decide altogether that the best course is to head on forward through this space and towards the lift, there is there be there comes a few moments like you're keeping up, at a brisk jog through these tunnels. You keep catching like movement in the corner of your eye. You like see it. And you're just like, no, like, it's my nerves or whatever. Like I maybe or I just whatever the fuck this thing is. But it's just shadows in the darkness here. You're not sure until you look over once and catch it. You see an eye protruding slightly out of the rock itself, like a fleshy, glistening eye in the dim light. And as you like turn to look at it, you see it just begin to retreat and retract and just dissolve back into the stone wall.
That's normal. Keep going, everyone.
No, keep going forward. We're being watched. I just cut it a bit and try to describe what I saw. My companions while we keep moving.
Excellent. You describe this fleshy eye that seemed to be like protruding out of the wall as if like it was like straining out of the wall itself to watch as you guys continued past it and then retreated as soon as it was spotted. As you were describing this, beep boop, behind Xerox, up in the corner in the dark light, you can see a tiny little fleshy eye pop out of the wall, open its eyelids, and just stare at you for a moment before it realizes you're seeing it, like blinks a couple times,
I
it's like
shoot a
focusing.
create bonfire at it.
You do what?
I shoot create bonfire or a ray of frost at it.
Give me an attack roll.
That sucked. 2010.
10?
10.
10. The frost beams like just hits the wall right next to the eye, but it's already retreated back into the wall itself.
I'll ask Egan, have you heard of creatures living within the stone?
Hey, I heard that there's stories. There's stories. There's stories of eyes in the stone, of eyes in the mountains. That it marks its territory, and it doesn't like it if you come in.
What's it?
I said, we don't know. Just stories of the eyes, stories of miners and spelunkers expeditions that have gone in search of treasures, have gone in search of new places to seek minerals or gems in the earth, but it's known if you see the eyes, if you see the eyes in the stone, you don't. It's something. It's something's territory.
It's not like Zorn behaved like this. Is it similar to what Zorn used to do?
Uh, it does look reminiscent, like when Zorn was like melding through the stone initially, like protruding out, like you could see just like their body just like shift out of the stone. But this looks different a bit. Like one, like just fleshy humanness of the eye and the little like little bit of a stalk that it began to like protrude out of the wall on looks like it looked like a with that 25 perception definitely looked like a different material. Like Zorn was like made like looked to be like one with the earth, seemed to like step through it like we step through air. This is different for sure.
So I don't know how awesome any position we're going to find is going to be if this thing is in the stone. Uh, so, uh, yeah, I think
We're
you
just gonna
guys
find
think.
somewhere in this volcano with no stone.
uh,
It's just watching us, right? It hasn't done anything else.
Correct.
Let it watch.
Let's go. Ba-na-na-na, da-na-na.
yeah.
Let it watch.
Yeah. So, how far from the lift are we?
I think maybe just another couple hours if we can keep this up.
All right. Xerox will pull out her javelin, her trusty javelin, and keep an eye out. I guess we'll keep pressing forward. What do you guys think?
Yep.
Get a psychic blade ready to throw at any of them. So
Great. You continue on for another half hour, another hour. Can't shake the feeling that you're being watched, and you can't shake the feeling every once in a while in the corner of your eye, another eye stalk perhaps retreating just as you look over at it back into the wall itself. Noose, with your passive perception at this point, you hear something. Something tangible, something like real, something that isn't just this oppressive sensation, this feeling, but you hear a noise. You hear a foot slip off of stone and a bit of a scuff and a few scattered stones in the echoing out from the tunnel behind you. You are possibly also being followed.
How far back?
yeah, how far back was it?
It's hard to tell as it's like echoing down this tunnel system. But you would estimate. Give me a your passive perception. Give me a perception check for this specific info.
30.
You use your echolocation skills to really get a good sense for this. This is pretty close. You think that there may be 100 feet back, 125 at most.
Okay. I will use my psychic blade to do psychic teleportation and throw it back towards where I went, where I heard the noise coming from.
Can you make the range?
Yes, I can. I can do 100
Holy
feet.
100? Okay. Yeah, so yeah, you like quickly dart just back a couple feet and just hurl your psychic blade. Give me an attack with disadvantage. With a 30 on your perception check, I'm going to ignore the disadvantage on this. You feel like you've like echolocated the like a pretty solid position for whatever this is. But you glancing back, you don't see anything at that spot. You think something is probably invisible there with that motherfucking 30.
And I have a blind sense, so if I'm within 10 feet of it,
But I mean, we've already said it's like 100 feet away.
it's
Like,
100 feet.
yeah.
But once I teleport there,
Oh yeah, you're teleporting there. Yeah. But this is an attack roll first, or I thought this was an attack that would then teleport you as well. It's just a teleport.
no, it's just a teleport. I roll
Gotcha.
a d10 to see what my max range on the teleport
Oh.
was, and it's 10 times the d10, and I rolled a 10. So I got 100 feet.
Jackpot. Yeah, you flash over there as your dagger just flings through the air. You teleport 100 feet away. It is just within your blind sense range. There is one of these tall humanoid figures, invisible. Had just like shifted, had like just like had a misstep, like maybe like twisted their ankle just a little bit or something, but they like glance up as you flash right in front of them. Basically, you like get the like this like you get the feeling of the movement and air pressure change as they're like jerking their attention upwards towards you. There's somebody right there, like 10 feet away from you.
Let's do some up.
Absolutely. Why don't you all roll initiative?
Dirty 20.
And a 7 for me. Really missing that advantage on initiative rolls.
BHG text 11. Gotcha. Thank you.
Did you just call me Bijou?
I said beep. Did you? Oh, like 11. Sorry, I didn't say a complete sentence throughout that entire thing.
It was just very interesting. It's
Beep
okay.
you.
I thought it said like Bijou, like Bijou. I don't know. It was just a very interesting phrase.
Yeah, it was supposed to be beep. Did you roll initiative, kind sir? But it was Bijou.
Bijou?
Great. So Xerox, I'm actually going to start this off with Noose, giving him at least the rest of I'll say that's your action. You can do a bonus action. So you said you're going to throw your rope, your rope.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you look up the save on that?
Yeah, it's a 16 strength.
16 strength.
15.
Oh,
Sorry,
15. 15 strength. 16 total on the strength.
Ooh.
Just breaks it. Xerox, your companion has just blinked 100 feet away. What have you said anything to your companions when you did this, Noose?
I told them beforehand, or no, I guess I didn't. I just said a long time ago that we were being watched.
You
no.
silently turn and throw your dagger, flashing away. The rest of you just like slowly come to realize over the next like second or two that like your companion's just missing. You glance back, see them 100 feet away, like throwing a rope at nothing and like swinging their dagger at seemingly nothing.
Yeah. So I can see Noose swinging a dagger at seemingly nothing.
Yep.
Oh, shit. And he threw his rope at something. Did the rope hit?
I'd say that all happened so fast. Give me a perception check. You can give me one as well, Beep.
That's another 26.
26. Yeah, that's enough. Like you felt pretty quickly that there was just like something missing. Like you heard the like of the teleportation. You glance back, just in time to see the rope fly through the air and like clearly like hit and like tangle partially around something before it's like thrown aside. There's certainly some invisible figure there.
I'm gonna recklessly throw my javelin of lightning at that.
Oh yeah.
And I've imbued my javelin of lightning with my command word is Nathrak for that one. So,
Excellent.
Beautiful, beautiful.
so wheeling really quickly, like in an old-timey duel, Xerox spins around and chucks this thing as hard as she can for a 26 to hit
Yeah, that'll hit.
for 8 piercing damage, and then I need homie to make a dexterity saving throw.
Dex 9 plus 2, 11.
That is a failure, and takes, oh dang, 19 lightning damage.
Nice.
Get him.
Yeah, you
And
still don't see
Xerox,
them, but you see the javelin like slam into them. You can see almost like stop in air, and the lightning just like dissipate into like this shimmering like bolt of electricity or like waves of electricity that course across this like body that you still can't see, but it like outlines it. You can definitely see in the outline of these shocking waves of electric energy this tall figure like those that you fought before. Then the electricity dissipates, the javelin's like ripped from the wound and tossed to the floor, and the creature is invisible still.
and Xerox is booking it towards that spot.
Awesome. After Xerox, it is the eyes' turn. Noose, with your blind sense, you can feel before you see something growing and protruding out of the wall to your right. You glance over and see one of these eyes like just blink open at the wall and then just like push itself, straining, and it like looks like the stone itself is like pulling away like elastic before it like snaps back into place, and this eye stalk sticks out of the stone like a good foot. It looks around, blinking, getting like focusing on this figure, that this invisible creature that you're fighting with. It You see that like flash with light and a beam of energy launch from this eye stalk that's protruding from the stone wall. The figure is going to need to make a saving throw, which they fail with a natural 7. And the invisible person that you can still see just like the fading few shocks of electricity dissipate and like run through them into the ground from the javelin. And just as they like throw the javelin to the ground, this beam of light strikes out at them and lances straight through their body, punching a hole through it before it's like the beam stops, but the like punched hole, like this hole, like the beam of energy was visible on both sides of them. And as the beam of energy dissipates, the hole left in them, the wound continues to like disintegrate, the wound growing and growing. You hear, all of you, a great scream of pain as this person is just utterly disintegrated from this wound as spreads from the initial strike. The invisibility ends as just like will look to be just like almost like ashes are falling to the ground in their place. And that's where we'll pause for the
Don't you
day.
dare, you nerd. Fine.
Right.
Oh, maybe I should have this. Mark, I have some things I want to talk about with Beep Boop, but
Yeah, for sure. Do you want to do that? Shell just got home, so
we can do
maybe
it later.
not.
That's fine.
Right, but, yeah, I'll probably be trying to put in or fill in another game maybe sometime before Sunday for some people to go to the Feywild,
Okay.
part of Nazira and some other people's downtime activities. So maybe that night, perhaps we could hop on and chat, or you could hang out for that as well.
Sure. We can do that. Sounds good.
Cool. We'll texty text.
I wish you
Sounds
just
good.
always
Weird.
had Hypatia running back and forth in the background.
Just occasionally running in, letting